Hi, I'm Josh Elliott, and today I will be reviewing one of Netflix's most recent movies, Death Note. So Death Note is based off of an anime that's also on Netflix, and it has been largely criticized for whitewashing the characters. Now, I'm not here to give a big speech about whitewashing, I'm here to review a movie, and so that's what I'm gonna do, so don't expect any whitewash talk coming from me. So Death Note is about this guy named Light Turner, who is given this book by a death god, and the book is called Death Note, and he has the power to kill anyone he wants as long as he writes their name in the book and thinks of their face as he writes their name. Him and his girlfriend Mia use the book to kill criminals and terrorists and just generally bad people throughout the world, but they start taking credit for these crimes in the form of an entity named Kira. Some people love Kira, some people don't, but eventually the government starts picking up on things that may lead back to them, and one person in particular named L starts to try and track it back to Light, and he uses Light's dad to try and get to Light, but then Light starts wondering if maybe they're not morally right in doing it, but Mia seems to be wanting to keep going through with it, and maybe she can't be trusted. Oh, and yeah, and also the death god is there. Ruik, I think his name is. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. So if that sounds like a lot of information, that's because it is, and that is the biggest problem with Death Note, because there is so much going on, and it feels completely directionless. It's based off a TV series, and I know literally nothing about this TV series, but it seems like they are trying to incorporate all of these different plots from the TV series into one movie, which you cannot do. It ends up focusing on things that it doesn't need to focus on, or that I didn't care about, or things that in the end just have no consequences or no relevance to the story. The story actually starts to contradict itself and its own morals of what the story is actually going to be about because of all of these things that it wants to have. The whole basis of the story is two teenagers given unlimited power of who they can kill, and they think it's okay to kill someone as long as they are a bad person, which is true to an extent, but then they start abusing their power. It just gets all fumbled up with all of these different character changes. Light starts wondering if maybe they're doing the wrong thing, but then he starts to go back into believing they are doing the right thing. Oh, and spoilers, I'm just gonna spoil the whole movie. By the end of the movie, he actually believes the same thing that he originally believed. So basically the message of this movie is it's okay to kill someone as long as they're a bad person. And then Mia, she is a mess in this movie. The actors are good. Nat Wolff and Margaret Qualley are really good, and I really liked their characters somewhat. The beginning 30 minutes of the story I really liked because I enjoyed seeing how their relationship and how their characters developed under this incredibly weird circumstance, and watch how this killing spree escalated as time went on. So I enjoyed that part, but then Mia starts to go off the rails. The movie starts dangling in front of the audience, maybe she can't be trusted, but then it's like, no, wait, she can't be trusted, but it's like, oh, maybe not, maybe she can't be trusted, but then they're like, no, yeah, she probably can be trusted. With that many revelations about her character in one story, and so many times that Light tries to go back to her and tries to reach out to her again, the relationship loses all credibility. And considering that the climax of the movie relies on their relationship, it doesn't work. More time should be dedicated to that. I want to see a story about a dysfunctional teenage couple given unlimited power, and how they use that and what it does to them. And they do that to an extent, but the story gets so distracted with other things. It gets distracted with the whole L storyline. I don't freaking care who L is. He's literally thrown in about 30-40 minutes into the movie. He is given no personality. His only character trait is that he wants to end Kira. I don't know why he wants to end Kira. 20 minutes before the end, we get an insight into L's backstory. The whole point of a backstory is to explain why a character is the way they are now, but L has no character now, so I really didn't care about what got him to this place. Plus, when they explain how he got to that place, actually, no, scrap that. They do not explain how he got to that place. They just kind of say, oh yeah, he used to live in this really old, creepy place, and yeah, bad stuff happened to him. They never go into detail about what it was, and then he starts to get real emotional toward the end. I did not believe L at all. I was not invested in L at all. I did not like L. I don't know if I was supposed to view L as the villain or not. That's another problem this movie has. Who are we supposed to root for? Light starts off on the dark end, but then he starts to redeem himself, and you're thinking, oh, okay, he's realizing that this is really wrong, and he's gonna prevail. By the end of the movie, he still believes in the things that he used to to do. He's still using his power to kill people. And then there's Mia, who is the closest thing this movie has to a generic villain. Like 10 minutes before this climax, there's this revelation that she was actually the villain all along. Yeah, I was surprised at some of the things she had done. Like, the movie did manage to accurately sway me in the wrong direction so that when the twist happens, it was effective, but like, I thought it was pretty obvious not to trust her, so I didn't feel like their relationship was collapsing like it should have felt. El is somewhat a villain because he's against Light and Mia, but then again, he's also kind of doing the right thing. So, who are we supposed to be rooting for in this movie? I think the story would have benefited a lot more if the movie focused significantly less on El, if he was merely just a background character, an extra villain to stand in Light's way. And the movie was all about Light and Mia, them discovering the Death Note, using their power, and then Light realizing, oh, maybe this is wrong, but Mia wants to keep going. Because they do have that in the story, and when they try to go somewhere with it, it doesn't feel earned because not enough time has been dedicated to it beforehand, because they're too freaking focused on El. I really liked some parts of this movie, and the movie clearly likes those parts as well, but it wants to do too many things, and it wants to go in too many different directions, and so while it does have some great moments, it does ultimately fall flat, so I'm gonna give it a 4. So what did you think of Death Note? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment below to let me know what you think. Please like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram. Peace out.